Hi, my name is Lori Painter and welcome to LifebyLori.com. You are watching my one-year transformation and I am now just starting on my second month. Last month I did a 30-day challenge to cleanse so many aspects of my life. If you haven't checked that out, please feel free to go and check out all those other videos. But now I'm getting started on healing and healing mind, body, spirit, relationships, finances, all of those things. And so what inspired this was this book, You Can Heal Your Life. And I've mentioned before that I'm a holistic health practitioner, and I absolutely know that there is a mind-body connection when it comes to our lives and things that are happening with our bodies. They are because of some sort of aspect within ourselves that we have not fully healed. So as a fun little experiment, I decided to be a little type A and go through and read in the back where there's like 50-something pages of all these ailments. And I decided to make note of all of the things that I was currently experiencing. And then what I did is I leveled them out on a pain scale of 1 to 10, like how intense is this pain? And then I decided to see, is this intermittent? Is it consistent? And I decided to narrow down the things that I was experiencing that I might be feeling into just a few things. And those two things that I am focusing on healing when it comes to the book, the physical ailments, and most of the people that are very near and dear to me know that I have suffered from low back pain. I have 2 herniated discs in my low back, and I know I do aerial acrobatics and arts and things like that, and it's pretty incredible that I'm able to do some of the things that I do, but I still do have low back pain. And I will say that there have been times where it was so painful that it was hard to get out of bed, and it would really inhibit me, and I wasn't able to do some of the things that I wanted to do. And it kind of scared me because I grew up watching my grandmother who had spinal stenosis, and for as long as I can remember, she would talk about how bad her back hurt and how much pain she was in. And in her later years, I would give her massages and treatments, and I would just see the amount of suffering that she had, and it was heartbreaking, absolutely. And so when my back was hurting, I was thinking, gosh, I'm 41, I do not want to live another 40-something years, God willing, with that kind of pain. And if this is the pattern that I'm going on, I need to do something about it. So the good news is that I've actually already started on some of this protocol, and I'm already making phenomenal progress, and I will say it hasn't even been very long, and I'm so excited to see where this is at, not only at the end of the month, but in 3 months and again at 1 year. I really want to heal myself to full capacity. So low back pain. As a matter of fact, if you go to my website, LifebyLori.com, and look underneath this video, I'm going to submit or show you some pictures of x-rays and an evaluation that I had from a chiropractor earlier in the year that was showing, my spine and all of the things that were going on, because the pain was just so extreme that, like I said, there were times that it was an 8 on a scale of 1 to 10. I'll say right now, since I've been doing all this healing and already cleansing, it's a 2 to nothing, but it could be inconsistent. So there could be days where I have no pain, and then all of a sudden I go through a bout of a couple days of pain. So my hopes is that it's eradicated completely. And what is involved with that is so it's the belief, the mind, things that are going on in my head that is attributing to that, because it's kind of interesting when we have a body language, and when we feel a particular way, we create tension or dis-ease and discomfort within our body. And funny enough, communication, 95% of all communication is actually nonverbal. So our bodies are constantly yelling, screaming out so many signs. And if we actually had the wisdom to read the signs of our body, read the signs of our what's going on here, we could actually find out what's going on in here, and vice versa. They're kind of a nice yin and yang. They kind of work together really nicely. So I'm working on the mental component of this. I have my affirmations, and I'm listening to them while I am sleeping, because I don't know if you know this, but your subconscious is always listening. Whether you are asleep or awake, the subconscious is always listening. So you might as well get a lot of rewiring done while you're sleeping. And here's even super cool. So check this out. So there's that saying that says, when you do something 10,000 times, then you will have mastered it. So I decided to do the math, and I thought, okay, if I do these affirmations 10,000 times, once a day, how long is that going to take to turn this whole thing, to rewire my brain, right? And I did the math, and it was like, if I did it once every day for 365 days, it's like 27 years. And that does not sound appealing to me in any way, shape, or form. So I decided to reverse engineer it. And I thought, okay, if I'm on a 1-year transformation, then I want to see how long does it take to get, how many hours in the day, or how many times in the day do I need to be doing this in order to hit my 10,000 mark? And it's 27 something. So I thought, okay, there's not 27 hours in the day. So clearly there's this is going to take me more than 1 year. However, I can make a lot of progress. And what I like to think about is how I'm often feeling at this point is because I'm very aware of everything that I'm doing. I'm paying attention to things much more acutely and with a more refined eye than I normally have in the past. And as a result, that sort of feels like to me like I'm a 10-month-old baby that is climbed up on a piece of furniture and is contemplating walking across the room. And I don't know if you've ever seen this, but they're wobbly and they're like almost even holding their breath, and the focus is absolute. And you can't even talk to the baby or anything, just shh. Baby's got to do what baby's got to do, And I honestly feel like that's where I'm at in this phase of the journey. Is I know what I need to do. I've got all of my protocols put together. I haven't even finished telling you about those, so I will tell you more about that in a moment. But that is kind of how I'm feeling when I'm going through this. And there's a sense of like, I know in 3 months' time, I'll be having a very different conversation. Just like a baby that's 10 months old, 3 months down the line, that baby's going to be walking around just fine. Not a problem. Working on running, okay? So I know that this is just part of the new habits that are taking place. So I'm actually really excited. The other pain element that, if you know me and are near and dear to me, you know that I have a severe astigmatism. I have been in glasses ever since I was in the 1st grade, and it has been gradually decreasing. My vision has gradually gotten worse over all of these years. And I will put the prescription up at LifebyLori.com as well. And I am doing 2 things. So let me tell you about those 2 things that I'm doing. I said already that I'm doing the mind component of it, of rewiring the way that my brain is processing the thoughts that I have, what I tell myself, how I'm feeling, and things like that, to really rewire that. But I'm also doing a set of exercises, and same for my back as well. I'm doing rehabilitation on my eyes and on my back. And just when it comes to my regular fitness routine, I've decided to go back to yoga, and I am doing the most basic foundational things. And if I cannot do it with excellence, because I knew there were things that I was somewhat giving myself, I was kind of, how should I say this, like when my back was hurting and I was trying to pull my back up and come up to a standing, I would use my hands and push on my thigh so that it wouldn't hurt. But what I realized is over the course of the time, it's only just made my back weaker. So I stopped doing that. And yeah, so when I'm in yoga, I'm like really struggling to like peel my chest off my thigh if I'm in Warrior One or anything like that. It is definitely very challenging, especially because I'm quite athletic already and I'm able to do so much, and yet there's this one little section of my back where there's practically no strength at all, and it's just pure pain. So I'm working on, like I said, physical exercises and using a foam roller. I've got this whole protocol. So if you want to know more about it, let me know and I'll share it with you more. I'm in the experimental phase, so nothing is solidified completely. I'm playing around with this, and if you're doing this challenge with me, if you're going to do the 30-day heal challenge, I want you to definitely go through the book and look and see where some of your strongest pain points are, and look at those affirmations, and also look at what needs to be done on a physical level so that you've got the mental emotional level and the physical level so that you can handle those things. And funny enough, when I looked at the things for vision and the things for low back, that has a lot to do with the way that I contribute in the world, and there's no surprise that this stuff matches even the pain that I was having if I was to look at my life and not have this book. I would still come up with the same type of understanding that these things needed to be addressed, but maybe wouldn't be incorporating some of the psychological components of it. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes. So thank you so much for being with me. If you want to see the prescription that I talked about for my vision, because I am excited to see my vision change. I've already started doing these exercises, and my contacts are not giving me the same clarity that they once were. So I know things are changing. Even when I touch my eyeballs, like with my eyes closed and I touch them, they're actually firming up. As a matter of fact, my muscles, when I do these exercises in my skull, are completely sore, and I was amazed with how many muscles deep inside my head I had, and I'm looking forward to seeing this stuff heal. So if you're with me and you have some pain points, I hope you kind of put together a little profile for yourself so you could put this to the side later, but you get a starting point to see where you're at. Measure it out on a scale of 1 to 10, and then take a couple of your most painful points and start applying those daily habits and rehabilitation for yourself. Create a protocol for healing, and I am more than happy to help you if you need any help. And if you are wanting to get more information, please go to LifebyLori.com. Enter your email there, because there's a lot of information that I share on email that I just don't put up on the blog, and it's obviously not anywhere else. So if you want to get that information, you've got to be subscribed to my emails that come to you once a week. Thank you so much for watching. I will be sharing more with you soon. And happy healing 30-day challenge. I'm cheering you on. I am excited. Anything that needs to be repaired, renewed, relationships, career, finances, your body, whatever needs to happen, I hope that you take this time to really investigate it, because the quality of your life is dependent on things like this. So wishing you all the best, and more to come soon.